Heidi ho, good neighbors. Nothing special tonight. I know I've been sitting downstairs watching a Hallmark movie and like, hey, I haven't done a video. Someone says, you don't need to do it. I said, I know, but I skipped a couple of days this week. Anyway, my last one was yesterday morning at 6 o'clock a.m. in the dark, in the car. We did go hunting. My youngest son showed up. He's our outdoorsy guy, LL Bean guy. He just passed his 25th anniversary at LL Bean this past week or so. A week ago, yeah, a couple days ago maybe, a week ago. So that's a big milestone for anybody to be in one place for 25 years. He's had numerous different responsibilities while he's been there, and he's doing a lot of work right now in an office job. He works from home a couple days a week, goes to the office 3 days a week, more or less, off and on. Anyway, he came with his son, 11-year-old, the one we homeschool here, 2 days a week, and we went down into the woods, and my grandson and I went one way, and my son went the other way, and we found a spot and just kind of by that little babbling brook that I talked about a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago. I like that spot down there, and there is deer tracks and deer scat all over. So I know the deer come through there. They must love that brook. And of course, that's not the only section of it. It keeps going down into the valley, into the deeper valley. And we found a couple of spots where we sat for a while, and it was cold. It was right around freezing, or just above freezing. And when you're sitting there, it doesn't help. Walking helps keep you warm. But anyway, we sat there. We were in the woods about a little over 3 hours, I think. And my son went down around, and he actually saw a couple of does. He has a doe permit. He actually had a couple of does run up on him. And apparently, at least one of them stopped, and he had a good, solid broadside shot for it, and he could have shot it. He has a doe permit. I have a doe permit. My grandson doesn't. We didn't get him in early enough. We didn't find his license early enough to get him registered for doe permit. So he has to hunt for buck. But my son thought about it, and if he shot it, his hunting season would be over for the year. He could still take his son hunting, but he couldn't be carrying a rifle. So he thought, well, he wants to go out with his son again, maybe on Thanksgiving morning or later that week. That's next week. And that's the end of the season. That's next Saturday, a week from now no, we got one more week. Wait, 2 weeks, I'm sorry. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Week and a half, whatever. So we got a couple more weekends to hunt. But anyway, he chose not to take that doe. And so I understand. Been there, done that. I had a couple of them 2 years ago that I could have shot, one or the other. I chose not to take the first one, and then a smaller one came. It's like, well, I'm not going to take that one either. And I have never shot a deer. None of us in our family has ever shot a deer. My dad had, but and Thelma's dad did, but none of the rest of us from there down have ever taken a deer. As much as we hunt, which is enough. But anyway, what else was I going to say? So that was that. I had something else on my mind. I've been working with a friend down in Auburn through email, trying to get him set up. He's got a Baofeng UV5R, which is a perfect little radio to start with. It's my first radio. In fact, I just passed it on to my 11-year-old grandson a couple of weeks ago so that he could get into it, and he's pretty excited to get onto it once in a while. We've talked back and forth between houses directly. So anyway, I've been working with him through email, which is difficult. And I didn't have my procedures in good order, so I was shotgunning them to him. Oh, do this. Well, no, before you do that, do this. And I've got the poor man confused, I'm sure. But we're working through it. And talk to you later. Have a good evening.